Hi there and welcome to this new video. In this video I'm going to talk about some books that keep inspiring me for my art journal sessions. And the first book I'm going to show you is Botanical Sketchbooks. This is a book by Helen and William Bynum, and on the back of it, it's a soft cover, but it's quite strong. And it has these flaps on the inside, and on the back cover is a tour of not only the natural world, but also the human imagination. A pure delight filled with fascinating facts as well as exquisite drawings, a portfolio of beauty, something to treasure, enchanting. And that's exactly what I thought when I found this book in the shop of the Alhambra. And I will show you some of the wonderful things, and they're all sketches and watercolor paintings from old sketchbooks, from botanical painters and illustrators. And I find this especially wonderful if you do much with nature. I also love these things, the handwriting in it. And it's very inspiring to look at these images, and when you want to do something inspired by nature, and I really love drawing from nature, of course it's always better to sketch and draw things from, real objects like these tulips. They're wonderful to paint, but if you want to know more about composition, colors, using text in your book, it's just a lovely book. And this one was something I stumbled upon when I browsed in this book. And I also did a drawing myself, or a painting actually, in this book. And that's a funny story because I have a bluish purple hibiscus in my garden, and then suddenly there was a white one, just like the one in the sketchbook, and I found it wonderful to draw it. And I also used a neutral background, and the theme of this page was working in circles, so I didn't look in the botanical book for the composition, but just for this flower. And of course I had the real flower. I made a picture of it and used that for this drawing. And it's almost the same. And it's a good thing, especially when you want to draw a group of flowers, then you see where the shades are falling. I had just one in my garden because all the other ones were purple. So it's an amazing book. Multiple plants on one page. And you see everything is differently. So I love that. More compositions from the same artist. I will not mention all the artists. These books are not books that I read, but I just browse and gather inspiration from those. I love this. I think it's starfruit or something. And it's nice that they also did a cut one. And there's another text, which could be, it would be so wonderful to use this in an art journal. And what you could also do is make a copy of this and use these pages, these old pages, in your art journal for collage material, because the pages are often yellowed because they are old books. And I really adore that. This one is also, it's looking like a butterfly or something. And if you're looking for inspiration, this is just a wonderful book. And it's a thick book as well. I don't know how many pages are in it, but I think it's it's almost 300 pages of material. So that's pretty much. And also when you're looking for patterns, nature-inspired patterns, it's a wonderful book to look at. So that's the Botanical sketchbook. The second book that I want to show you is a book that I already have a couple of years, and it's a book from Carla Sonheim, the Drawing Lab for Mixed Media Artists. This is the back of it, and you see a really Carla Sonheim image on it. And I really love how the book is styled, but the cover is not that strong. It's a paperback, it's very thin paper, and it's warping a bit like this. So I always put it underneath a pile of books. This was since I bought it, so I try to keep it flat, but nothing happens. And this book is really amazing because there are 52 exercises, assignments, which you can do, and Carla does most of them. And they're very simple, and there are some different chapters inspired by animals, like this one. And the first one, I don't often work with assignments to keep me started, to keep myself going. But if you have, if you find it hard to start with a random blank page, you can simply take out this book and find some inspiration to do a warming up exercise before you get started with your actual thing that you want to do. And this is a nice exercise that I've done a couple of weeks ago. Draw cats in bed, and these are my results. And I was laying on the couch, not in bed, so I was cheating a bit. And I had Pearl with me, but I also had my phone, and I browsed through my pictures on my phone, my photo library. And then I found all these amazing pictures of Pearl and also other cats. And these were my sketches based on this exercise. And there are some really nice ones in between. I love this one. This was my previous cat, Isis. So you see a lot of Pearl, but sometimes there are some other cats. So that's a really nice thing to do. And Carla is really someone who plays a lot, does a lot with, childlike drawings, loosening up, doing different things. And also a nice one inspired by people. This was a one that I'd done with the children. So when I'm looking for material for some lessons that I want to teach, I often grab this book. And this is wrong-handed portraits. So that's a lot about loosening up. And the next chapter, before I go to the next chapter, there's always at the end of the chapter, there's somebody, there's a featured artist. Where is it? I think it's here. A featured artist, Catherine Dunn in this case, and she does something with animals. So that's not just Carla's art, but it's also other artists featured in this book. I wanted to show you, this is also a new chapter inspired by famous artists. So then you go for Cubism, for example. Another chapter is inspired by children and childhood. Speaking of Carla Sonheim, we're very happy and proud and honored that we have a collaboration with Carla Sonheim Presents. And we are now licensing their classes for people who live outside US and Canada. And the first one, we have already launched it this week, last week, and it's the one from Louis Rossignol. And this course is all about loosening up, and it's called Forget Everything You Know and Draw Like a Child. I put links in the description. It's really a great class. I've been starting with the first exercise today, and I will continue working on it the next couple of days. When we upload this video, the course is already finished, but you can still join. And still the Facebook group will be active. I put all the links below, and if you want to join, please do so. And in the upcoming months, we will be adding more and more classes from Carla Sonheim Presents to our school. So visit the website and take a look at Lewis's class, because it's wonderful. So I thought it would be fun to show you my result of the Lewis Rossignol class. From the first lesson, I won't reveal the assignment, but it was really fun to create these, well, images. It's called Princess with a Cat. So I will show you some more pages of this book. Imagination. So already looking at the chapters, you know a bit like what Carla is doing with her art. Another featured artist, and we have another chapter inspired by nature. This is also a wonderful theme. It's almost looking as if it's coming from the Botanical sketchbook, right? So it's just a wonderful book. I don't know, I missed one chapter, I think. Books and culture, that's also a nice thing. So I think that was the last chapter. So it's very nice book, and you can still buy it. We bought it at Amazon. I put the link in the description. This is one of the most beautiful books that I have, and I don't take it out of my library very often because I want to protect it, but I see it's still a little damaged, but it's wonderfully binded. It's a hardcover book with linen. Oh, it's very damaged. Okay. And well, I love the cover of it. I bought it at a museum. It wasn't cheap. It's a book about Eugène Brands, who was a Dutch painter. He was a member of the Cobra movement, so also very childlike art, but he did a lot of different things. Here is his studio, and I always find it inspiring to see where people are working, so I love those things. And then you have chapters with text, and that's here. Some text about the next thing, and then well, I will browse through the book. The start of the book, I find it not that interesting, but this, you can see it's very childlike. And I especially love is his free way of working, but I also love the colors, the handwritten text. This could be something that which could be a theme for an art journal or a page in an art journal. This goes a bit to Mondrian, Cubism. I love this one too, color-wise, and that's a circle. There's some patterns in it as well. And the part that I love the most is a bit at the end of the book, and then he goes for abstract paintings. And this is something, it looks so easy, but this is something, well, it's very hard to do because of this vagueness of this sun-like shape, these, well, areas of paint. It's just arranged, composed in a wonderful way. And I browse through this book a lot when I want to do an abstract painting or an abstract page in my art journal to see how everything is, well, like with composition. And these are two of my favorites. I love these colors. It's a bit like, well, Eastern, spring colors. These ones are too, it's just wonderful. It's just amazing. And it looks quite simple, but it is really hard to create these kind of art pieces. This is almost looking like a Rothko one. I will do another session with books because I now selected 5 books, but Rothko is definitely someone I adore as well. So the hidden question in this video will be, who is your favorite painter? And maybe what's your favorite art book? I don't buy books a lot, but when I when I find a book, when I fall in love with a book, I want to have it. And this is one of the books I definitely fell in love with when I first saw it. And I will show you, of course, an abstract page in one of my art journals. So this is one of my abstract pages in my art journal. Sometimes I just want to be in touch with color and areas and making things come back at the other page, making some, well, relationships between blocks. And this is something I've been doing with the palette knife. And it's not exactly Eugène Brands, but I really adore this way of working. It's so free and it's so going back to simplicity that I'd love to do more like such pages like this. This is a book that a student of mine gave to me because she wasn't doing anything with it. And it's Taking Flight from Kelly Ray Roberts. And she is an amazing artist and she does some art journaling too, but she's always doing portraits. She does a lot with text. And I was reading this book last year when we were in France, and it's really wonderful. She also does something with a lot with butterflies, and well, she's having chapters to well, she tells a bit about herself, she gives an assignment, and she also works with other artists, so featured artists. Here you can make some notes about, well, winged thoughts. It's a kind of a spiritual book as well. I love that. And she's really tuning in into to her deepest feelings. And I love her portraits. And what I also love is her use of colors. She's using a lot of earthy colors, not too, well, there are a lot of artists doing art journaling and they are going wild and they use bright colors like pink and red and blue all together. And it's not that I don't like that, but for myself, I don't want to have that. I love more like this, the brownish colors. It's feeling like one thing, like it's cohesive, because it's having a nice neutral background and there are all kind of colors in it. And always a portrait is in the middle of the page. Words are in it. So using texts and portraits was something that I've been doing for a longer time now. But this book really inspired me to do it even more. And some artists that she is collaborating with are doing 3D kind of things and doing things with clay, for example, or with old, I don't know what it is, things you find in a thrift shop or something. And I like that, but I won't do that myself because, well, I am already busy enough with painting and art journaling, so I won't go for this. But this is something that I really love. She is amazed by hearts that are in nature, and she created some pictures, goes out for a walk, and she makes pictures of random hearts that she sees here on the street and here on the ground in stones. So it's a wonderful way to open yourself to, well, what you really like, because you could do it with any team, of course. And when you focus on something, it often happens that you see more and more of it. So that's this book. And after reading this book, I was creating some pages in my art journal. And this is one of the pages that I created soon after I read this book. You see also a very neutral color for background, some patterns, some fabric I put in, a tea bag. I just grabbed everything in the same color palette, and I added this wonderful portrait from a woman who was singing in a choir. The final book that I'm about to show you is a book about Henri Matisse, who is one of my favorite painters, a French painter. It's a German book, but I can understand German. I can read in German too. But as I said, I don't read the books that I'm buying, and it's an amazing story. We have some older paintings from Matisse here, and when he was in art school, he followed all the rules, and he followed also the rules of using color. So this was the style those days. There was not really much color. And then suddenly he went on holiday with another painter, and they went to the north of France, to the coast. And the other painter, he was using bright colors like red and pink, the thing that I don't like. And Matisse was shocked by it. He was finding it so shocking and at the same time beautiful. But he was so shocked that he went home and had a week off because he really couldn't stand the fact that he was using these bright colors. And here you can see he integrated that into his own work. And in the end, he was so impressed by using pure colors like red, primary colors like red, yellow, blue, more bright colors, and it's completely different. And he was already a well-selling artist, and his wife, Camille, wasn't amused by this new style because these paintings were, well, she thought they couldn't sell, and she said, if you continue working like this, we will break up and I want to divorce you. And that's exactly what happened because he continued working in this style. And she went away with their son. But I love his work so much because of the patterns. He uses a lot of tapestries. In the town where he was born, they created a lot of tapestries and fabrics. So he was really inspired by all the things that he's seen in his childhood. And for me, these kind of things like windows and chairs, and it's so lovely. And this one was something that inspired me to make something in my art journal, because I had a chapter with window seals, and it starts here and then it goes to this. It's all houses in France, and this can open and close, and this is a window, and you can also open the blinds here, and then you can see the view. And this is a stone wall, and then you can see the view when you are sitting in the house. And this is really Matisse inspired. These things not, but I was thinking about, a spread doing the inside of the house, and I thought it would be wonderful if I create something Matisse-like. So this chair in other colors is something that I adopted from this page. I also have this larger art journal. And actually the assignment was finish part of a picture. And this small thing was the thing that was coming from a magazine, out of a magazine. And I continued working, and this is a chair with a cat on it. But I think I also done this chair based on an image by Matisse. So rooms with windows and blinds and furniture, the really nice French furniture, sometimes woman, And sometimes I show this book to, I think this is a chair that was kind of an inspiration for the one with the cat like this. I will show it once more. I think it's the same like chair. And sometimes I show this book in a children's lesson and there are some nudes in it here. Oh, they always say like, oh, it's naked, oh, help. So this is really a book that I take often from the shelves because I love browsing in it. And I also love the time, the old furniture, the old clothes, the really ancient things, and the clothes of the woman. And you see, it could also be used for taking a color palette, like see how the red and this bright yellow are so wonderfully matching the background, which is more neutral. So you could even use it for a color inspiration. At the end of his life, he went ill and I will not show everything. He went ill and then he started his cutout art and he just did some cutting because he couldn't paint anymore. And then he used these kind of patterns. It's also used for church windows, and it's really amazing as well. And it's a wonderful way also to use for an art journal to work with templates and stencils and cutouts. So that's definitely something I want to do with the art journal lessons that I have. So it's a very inspiring book. So that was it for this week. I hope you found this video inspiring. And please let me know, what is your favorite book? And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and turn on a notification bell so you won't miss the next video. And please check out, if you're interested, the new class by Louis Rossignol on our school, Brave Art Academy. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.